word aangevoer deur skrimskakel Robert de Pre. Ervare span, 'n span wat mooi rugby gespeel het op hierdie toernooi en 'n span wat baie moeilik geklop gaan word. Hulle kom te staan teen die Leeu Temmers, 'n span wat elke jaar hierna toe kom en min mense gee hulle 'n kans en dan vaar hulle baie goed. Frans Erasmus, Springbok, voer hulle aan. Uitstekende span, 2 centers wat vir niks tyd nie, ook regtervleuel Anton Jacobs. Morris Olivier het Saterdag 'n briljante wedstryd gehad, so ook Toby Oosthuizen. Frans Erasmus wat Despatch op die veld lei. Despatch die 2 kere van tevore wat hulle teen Tukkies gespeel het, in 1985 wen hulle 28-6 en in 1988 nalskrap 13-12. Dis die 4de keer in 6 jaar dat Despatch in die eindstryd speel van die Toyota Klub Kampioenskappe. Die Tukkies in hulle 9de eindstryd vandag. Kon nog net 1 keer wen in 1976 toe hulle die Maties geklop het met 19 punte teenoor 0. Hulle is honger vir 'n oorwinning. 14 jaar het verloop. Robert de Pre, Heinrich Rogers met 'n groot verband, sy een oog is heeltemal toe. En toe ons Saterdag aand en gisteroggend met hom gesels het, het hy gesê, hy hoop tog net nie hulle slaan vandag sy ander oog ook toe nie. Maar Wynand, die tafel is gedek met meneer Frek Burger, die skeieregter van die WP. Die tafel is gedek, die bestanddele is daar vir 'n titaniese eindstryd.
Wel, definitief Chris, ons sien uit na baie opwindende en 'n goeie wedstryd. Van my kant af glo ek dat Despatch miskien die gunsteling is, net om die rede, omdat hulle elke jaar, soos jy heeltemal reg gesê het, na Kings Park in Durban toe kom as die Leeu Temmers. En niemand gee hulle elke jaar 'n kans nie. Hulle kom gewoonlik van agteraf. Hulle is baie sterk op foute te teer. Maar soos jy sê, Tukkies sal graag wil wen.
Afskop van Gerhard Combrinck. Is 'n harde vletjie van meneer Frek Burger. Eerste strafskop dan aan Despatch. Net voor die aanvang van hierdie wedstryd het ons gesien hoe die mevrou Toyota Klub Kampioenskappe van die Borgers se motors hier verbyry saam met daar 2 prinsesse. Deel van Rensburg. Groot verligting vir sy span. Nou mevrou Toyota vanjaar vir die tweede agtereen volgende jaar dat Rodepoort se verteenwoordiger die titel wen. Die pragtige Tiona van Aarde. Wat dan vanjaar gekroon is as mevrou Toyota. Eerste lynstaan van die wedstryd waar die afskop so 'n minuut of wat gelede plaasgevind het. Nico Meyer, baie prominent. 'n muur van Despatch, kan 'n goeie bal wees wat gaan terugkom. Meinhard Leroux, sterk skrimskakel. En Olivier, even onder druk, verwerkt dit goed, maar verveld gewen deur Despatch.
Wel, dit sal die patroon is van Despatch, wat hulle baie goed en baie effektief speel. Meinhard Leroux agter die skram, 'n baie goeie voet. En hy gaan definitief probeer om daai goeie pak voorspelers van hom vorentoe te laat gaan. En sy steek skoppies hier om die skram.
Yes! 2-3!
Morris Olivier, Rian Potgieter, pragtig deur gaping. Hier kan probleme kom. Leon van Wyk, gaan hy die ondersteuning kry? Despatch wat vir hom beskikbaar gaan stel is baie na aan die doellyn. Dis die palle van Tukkies in die agtergrond. Anton Jacobs, hy gaan nie heeltemal die ondersteuning hê nie. JJ van der Walt wat die vir hom aan die ander kant kry, meer gaan Anton Jacobs. Wat 'n dramatiese begin in hierdie wedstryd.
Wel, soos ek vroeër gesê het, Chris, Despatch skitterend teenaanvalle en val op die foute te teer van hulle opponente. En daar Tukkies het baie groot flater begaan. Daar's 'n baie mooi lang aangee. En hier is 'n fatale fout van Tukkies se kant af. Theo van Rensburg wat nie kan bekostig om so tackle te mis nie. En daar kom die skitterende 3 binne die eerste minuut of 2 minute van hierdie wedstryd.
Ja, dit was net Jacobs teen van Rensburg en van der Walt. 4 punte werd. Morris Olivier. Tref hom goed. Lyk goed. 2 punte.
Wel, Tukkies sal hierdie druk moet verwerk en hierdie terugslag moet verwerk as hulle enigstens in hierdie wedstryd wil bly. Daar swing is weer van agter die plale. Anton Jacobs, hy's mooi afgestamp, maar Theo van Rensburg het hom uit sy vingers uit laat glip. En JJ van der Walt kan maar net toekyk. Die fout het eintlik gekom van 'n diepskop van Maynard Leroux wat JJ van der Walt laat val het en dis waar Tuks dadelik onder druk was.
Van die afskop af. Van die inskop af wat ons gevorder tot dit by die kwartgebied van Despatch waar hierdie lyn staan is. Tuks wat van hom wil afneem. Was 'n hanteerfout. Man van Despatch wat die bal skief ingegooi het. Eerste keer dat Robert de Pre die bal gaan gooi in 'n vaste skram. Weer bal agterle. Erasmus wat miskien 'n bietjie vir Combrinck gaan laat swaar leef. Gerhard Combrinck. Dit bedoel weer Passen en hy bewerk ook vir hom.
Goeie rolskoppie. Tuks sal moet probeer om hulle agterlyn te gebruik. Hulle voorspelers sal wag 'n reuse taak op hulle om goeie balbesit te kry. Maar aan die ander kant, Despatch se verdediging op hierdie toernooi sover was absoluut pyk.
Baie duidelik die skeieregter se teken met buitebeeld. Dit was te vinnige bind. En hier is geleentheid vir Gerhard Combrinck om die voorsprong so bietjie te laat krimp.
Dit is baie duidelik daar Frans Erasmus baie vroeg gebind.
Valker het so 3/4 in skadu gehul. Tuks soek hulle eerste punt in hierdie eindstryd. Gaan dit hulle eerste punte wees? 4 punte verskil. By 35 minute wat oorbly. In die eerste helfte 6-2. Adrie Gelderhuis het gereflekteer. Nico Meyer wat wegneem, maar dit was 'n hanteerfout ongelukkig vir Despatch. Stryd hier Duskant, naast staan die kamera. Dis 'n Frans Erasmus loskop van Despatch en Combrinck vaskop van Tuks.
Baie interessant daar hoe Frans Erasmus se kop uitkom. Maar ek dink hy gaan 'n groot vuurdoop gee vir Combrinck hierso. Baie duidelik, Despatch se skram is baie sterk.
Stryd wat vir Robert de Pre gaan voer. Gerhard Combrinck binnekant sy kwartgebied onder groot druk.
Ja, die druk is daar van die begin af van Despatch se kant. En dit sal interessant wees of Tuks hierdie druk kan verwerk vir 80 minute. Want Despatch is gewoon daaraan en hulle doen dit baie goed om daai druk vir die hele wedstryd toe te pas.
Nico Meyer. Maynard Leroux. Struil het vir hom afgeneem. Kry vir Combrinck. Hy's 'n sterk flank hierdie Combrinck. Mooi beskikbaar gestel Robert de Pre. Sien hier is 'n gaping. Kan dit werk vir hom? Gaan net te ver wees, maar is goed bedoel.
Wel, daar was goeie druk geweest van die Tuks losvoorspelers op Maynard Leroux, want hy is definitief die gevaarman wat hulle sal moet dophou naby in die skrams en die lynstaande en naby aan die loskrams.
As 'n netjiese inskop hierdie. Adrie Gelderhuis mooi teruggeklap. Frans Erasmus gee die ondersteuning. Dis Toby Oosthuizen. Klaasen die center. Van Theo van Rensburg vind. Mooi uit die lug uitgepluk. Gaan nie verby Jacobs kom, stuur vir hom terug. Leon van Wyk net by die kant sy kwartgebied. Teenaanval. Met die linkervoet. En aanval nou van die tikkies van JJ van der Walt. Kom by een man verby, kom verby Jacobs, byna word al grond gebring, maar hy stuur vir hom weg, want dit was 'n vorentoe aangee. Meneer Vreekburger netjies in posisie.
Wel, ek kan nie verstaan wat JJ van der Walt beoog het om daar na die oorkant toe te gaan. Hy het sy hele agterlyn in posisie gehad in die oopkant van die veld. En daar is tikkies weer onder druk.
Toby Oosthuizen wat weer 'n goeie wedstryd speel. Mooi beskikbaar gestel. Morris Olivier met 'n skepskop. Nee, hy vap daar twee manne. Nou moet Theo van Rensburg se knie vir hom dra. Klop vir Bosman. Ja, van Wyk wat van hom een keer laat spring. Kom by Heinrich Rogers verby. Stuur van Nederspot, liewe vir Jan Potgieter weg. Beskikbaar weer aan Despatch se kant. Skeieregter wag vir voordeel, want tikkies was onkant. Dis Toby Oosthuizen. Despatch het gedryf. Meinhard Leroux. Anton Jacobs, die man wat die 3 gedruk het. Klein kerel. Hy was nie voordeel nie. En nou die strafskop wat toegeken word aan Despatch.
Nee, dit lyk of ons 'n baie harde wedstryd kan verwag hier. So die twee pakke voorspelers klim met mening in. Maar Morris Olivier die binne trefafstand. Net buite die 10 tree lyn van tikkies.
Groot rol gespeel in Despatch se oorwinning Saterdag teen die Maties. Onder andere netjies 'n 3 gedruk. Interessante skopaksie. Lyk goed. Hy is nie tevrede nie. Hy is regs verby. Gerhard Combrinck. Jy moes uitgeskop het. Toby Oosthuizen, die manne is daar. Tikkies pragtig afgeneem. Robert de Pre was binne aan sy kwartgebied. Daar is 'n groot gaping. Leon van Wyk wat moet terugval. En al wat hy doen, tik vir hom net oor die kantlyn. Want tikkies het ver veld gewen.
Wel, baie gelukkig vir tikkies dat hulle daai loskram gewen het. Want hulle kon in baie moeilikheid gewees het met daai skop van Gerhard, maar hy wat nie uitgegaan het nie.
Chain 7-5-3-1.
Die strafskot die anker. Stroili. Effektiewe draaiwerk. Tikkies het steeds besit daarvan. Dis die kwartlyn van Despatch. Beskikbaar gestel Robert de Pre. Effe onder druk. Gerhard Combrinck met 'n skepskop poging. Te laag. Morris Olivier. Die skop gaan doen van die kwartlyn. 11 minute verstreke. 6 punte vir Despatch. 2 punte vir Universiteit van Pretoria. Despatch wat vir hom gaan terugkry. Koenie Stroom voor deflecteer. Morris Olivier gaan binne aan sy kwartgebied. Baie seker gemaak.
So interessant wees om die stryd in die lynstaande te sien voor tussen. Baie mooi gevat agter.
Goeie agterlynbeweging. Potgieter. En hy het goed gedoen. Sy skopie het gewerk. Despatch wen veld. Daar is 4 bulslotte wat ons hier in aksie het.
Ja, absoluut. Chris, interessant om te sien die twee stryd voor in die lynstand tussen Adrie Gelnys en André Skinner.
Tikkies is buite aan hulle kwartgebied. JJ van der Walt netjies gevat in die lug uit. Kom by 2-3 manne verby en dan is dit die tikmat. Despatch wat afneem. Bosman moet ongelukkig terugval. Skeieregter gaan vir tikkies straf. Vir 'n hoogvat. En die man gestamp ook Robert de Pre.
Ja, dis onnodig vir enige span. Jacques Olivier het hom mooi vasgevat en hy het hom al reeds grond toe gebring. En is binne trefafstand. Kyk daar Jacques Olivier. En daar kom Robert de Pre in. En die strafskop gaan na Despatch en Morris Olivier definitief binne trefafstand weer.
Kan hy die voorsprong laat rek? Kan hy weer te kort wees? Onder die paal raak gevat. Skil van die voet van Theo van Rensburg af. Nou is dit Heinrich Rogers wat ook die verband hier om sy kop afpluk. Nico Meyer en Toby Oosthuizen. Robert de Pre, baie min beweegruimte gehad, wen so 5-6 meter veld.
17.
Koenie Stroomfer, bedoel van Nico Meyer, werk van Nico Meyer, maar is skeef.
Tikkies is kram baie stewiger op die oomblik. Alhoewel die halwe swaai daar is van Despatch se kant af.
Robert de Pre se skoppies is baie effektief. Hy is 'n man wat 'n wedstryd wenner is met hierdie skoppe. Die mens baie dink aan die spel van Divan Serfontein 'n paar seisoene gelede.
Dit is altyd lekker vir die voorspelers om vorentoe te gaan. En albei hierdie skramskakels het die vermoë om dit te doen.
Die groot en sterk skramskakels. Daar is Robert de Pre. Netjies raak gevat deur Bosman. Hy het 'n tikkie vasgeskop, met ander woorde die ingooi behoort aan Despatch.
Daar is Rudolf Stroili heel agter die lyn staan.
Die kaptein Robert de Pre wat die bal kan ingooi. Net binne die halfgebied van Despatch. Gaan 'n vaskop wees. Iemand het opgetel. Vir 3 gedruk Saterdag.
Ja, baie goeie vaskop van Despatch. Dis jammer hulle kon dit nie uitbuit nie. Ek voel dat Sigman miskien die bal vir Meinhard Leroux moes gelos het.
Morris Olivier. Proef vir Olivier of liewer vir Van Rensburg. Sy voete word netjies onder hom uitgeneem. Maar hy gaan gestraf word. Rian Potgieter en ook Johan Klaasen wat gestraf gaan word. 'n gevaarlike spel. JJ van der Walt wat die nodige doen. En dit is baie effektief tot net buite die kwartgebied van Despatch.
Sigman en Rudolf Stroili.
Meyer het al 'n paar netjies se balle gevat in die lyn staan. Dis Jacques Olivier wat vir hom gaan optel. Rensburg binnekant sy kwartgebied. Los! Morris Olivier. Een vir jou, een vir my. Bietjie onder druk. Gaan hulle wees. Olivier het vir hom raak gevat. Stel vir Robert de Pre in besit. Frans Erasmus. Kan gevaarlik wees hierdie. Despatch wen vir hom vanaf Morris Olivier. Paar jakkals draai het dit nie gewerk nie, maar die skeieregter het heeltyd gewag vir voordeel, want die hele agterlyn van die tikkies was onkant. En hier is 'n maklike geleentheid vir Morris Olivier paal toe.
Baie mooi stukkie werk daar deur Frans Erasmus, goed vasgemaak. En ek moet eerlik sê, hy's 'n groot liefling van die Kings Park skare. Enige wedstrijd wat hy nog altyd hier gespeel het vir OP, as hy op sy stormram hardlopery kom, dan staan al die skare penorent.
Onthou so 'n paar jaar terug, toe hy vir die Suid-Afrikaanse Barbarians teen die Suidsee Barbarians hier gespeel het, en na die wedstryd aangewys is as die speler van die wedstryd. Hy hierdie groot skare op hul voete gehad. Morris Olivier gaan 2 punte byvoeg. En Tuks wat so effe sielkundige probleem het met Despatch. Henry Rogers het dit duidelik ook gestel, maar is Saterdag aand.
Ja nee, dis definitief, hulle het die ondervinding van die toernooi. Tuks het 'n jonger span, en hulle doen altyd goed hierso. Despatch is voor, sterkte is in die lug, en hulle speel op hierdie stadium baie goeie rugby.
Aan een ding van Despatch, as hulle eers voor is, dan kom 'n ander span baie moeilik terug in die prentjie. Hier drie werk deur die Tuks. Robert de Pre, miskien 'n bietjie ver, Leon van Wyk. En dan kan sy doelgebied, hy kan net val op hom, skeieregter, Sake dophou. Kom met die Tuks gesels. Kom met Despatch gesels.
Belangrike 5-3 skram vir Tuks, as hulle ingooi ook, en hulle sal definitief hierdie bal moet gebruik.
Agterlyn staan diep, Robert de Pre wat wag vir hom, gaan hy self probeer gaan saam met sy voorspelers. Gerhard Combrinck. Nou, dit is Olivier wat in besit gestel is. Hulle is nog nie oor die voordeellyn nie. Skeieregter gaan vir Tuks straf. Man wat gestraf word daar, lyk vir my na Combrinck. En Morris Olivier wat gaan verligting probeer bring. Vlak voor sy pale, binnekant sy kwartgebied. Gaan hom nie uitskop nie. Van Rensburg. Wil sy span weer binne tref afstand bring. Gaan te diep wees, ongelukkig vir hom. En Morris Olivier wat sien hoe die bal tot binnekant sy doelgebied is, waar hy gaan dooddruk dan. En die inskop van die kwart en af 20 minute verstrek in die eerste helfte. Despatch 8 punte, 'n doel en 'n strafdoel teenoor 'n strafdoel van die Tuks 8-2. En vir die res van die eerste helfte, Hugh Bladen en Chick Anderson.
Thank you, Chris and Vainant. Well, Tuks keeping Despatch pinned back in their own 22 with long kicks ahead. Olivier with a kick-off. Skinner trying to go high, well taken in there by Strumpfer. Despatch so strong in the maul and ruck situations. But certainly the tigerish tackling of the Despatch loose forwards. Toby Oosthuizen in particular, who's I think been one of the players of the tournament. See, Heinrich Rogers has lost his band that was guarding his cut eye. Nico Meyer getting it back for Despatch. He's won a lot of ball at number 4 in the line out. And Olivier with the clearance.
And Rudolph Strowley very quickly up onto Olivier there. But a clever bit of work by Maynard Leroux, flicking it back to a fairly protected Olivier, who stayed close to the touchline.
Good tap by Adrie Gelderhuis. Lovely pass by Leroux. Klaassen, Potgieter. Beautifully positioned from Rensburg. Trying to find space to move Robert de Pre. That's Strumpfer with the tackle. Picked up by Bosman. This is a chance for Despatch. Angra. Good play by Nico Meyer, but it went forward. In fact, it was Adrie Gelderhuis who gathered that ball in very well. Adrie Gelderhuis had a very good game on Saturday. Won a lot of ball at number 2. But today, quite cleverly, the Despatch forwards are using Nico Meyer at number 4 against the inexperienced Philip Skitter. Philip Skitter, who's got tremendous potential, but just out of the under-20s. Robert de Pre, van Rensburg, Van Wyk. Just trying for the drop. He's tackled by Papenfuss. Up there was Olivier as well taken in by Olivier for Despatch. Van Rensburg. And this time finding his touch. Good clearance by Theo van Rensburg. Also one of the players who's caught the eye at fullback. Seven meters inside the Despatch half. The feature has been Kuni Strumpfer's outstanding throw in there, finding Nico Meyer beautifully. Olafia putting the young Tukkies backs under pressure again. Johan Klaassen was there very quickly, but offside. The referee will be asking Robert de Preer whether he wants a scrum from where Olafia kicked the ball or where the ball landed, penalty from where the ball landed. Quite wisely opting for the scrum, gaining ground and advantage. And Henry Kilbrick, tight head prop for Tukkies. Great experience for him, packing against the might of Frans Erasmus. See the Despatch working in that scrum all the time, making it an awkward ball for Robert de Preer. Lovely pass to Chart Marais, switching direction. JJ van der Walt is up very quickly. Waiting for it is Jacobs. Flattened by JJ van der Walt. Good follow-up play by the Northern Transvaal wing.
I think this game's going to be won or lost from the forwards, and a big advantage Despatch have is that the nucleus of their pack of forwards has been together for such a long time. The whole front row and the locks, particularly Nico Meyer and Sehuman.
Heinrich Rogers in possession. De Preer, Marais, keeping his head down well. Van Wyk. Well, bad luck for Chart Marais there as the ball just hit the outside of the upright. Would have clawed Tukkies a little bit back into the game. 8 points to 2. Despatch leading. 25 minutes gone in the first half. And you see Andre Skinner, you saw Andre Skinner go up there and suddenly disappear. So obvious interference by the Despatch forwards.
Yes, I think Mr. Berger has been watching for that, because it's been rather remarkable how Nico Meyer has been jumping unimpeded while young Philip Scott has been battling. And I think Mr. Frederick Berger went to a very good position to see the obvious obstruction there. And I think now he's spotted the obstruction. Perhaps Despatch should be much more careful the way they use their front rows in protecting in the line-out.
All the contrast in light making it very difficult for our cameramen. Chart Marais, second attempt at goal, successful with the first. And that one not as he would have up to his normal standard. An important kick that was for Chart Marais. So Morris Olafia, who kicked a tremendous conversion of Jacobs' try from the touchline. In there quickly was Angara, but coming through for it beautifully was Truscott for Tukkies. Picked up by Toby Westhuizen. So effective in the loose play as Westhuizen. Leroux, Olafia. Jacques Olafia, difficult bouncing ball for him. Theo van Rensburg trying to gain ground. Back for it is Kuni Strumpfer, Leon van Wyk. A lot of pressure from Gerhard Combrinck, who certainly gets around the field. And I think we've got a problem with Andries Truscott as he went darting into that maul. He took a tremendous thump. One thing about Despatch Chick is they certainly tackle.
Yes, so Truscott did very well to set up that movement, but as he passed, he was very heavily tackled by Despatch chaps, and as you say, they go in with absolutely everything they've got. Coming back to the line-out, I think that a big advantage, as you mentioned, is the fact that Kuni Strumpfer has played for so long for Despatch, and his throwing in at the line is absolutely splendid, and that what is what is so important for particularly a number 4 line-out jumper. Nico Meyer and Strumpf have been playing together for Eastern Province and Despatch for a long, long time, and they certainly have got this throwing in at the line at absolutely tact.
This time Tucky's ball, Skinner again up. Robert Dupree, a lot of pressure on him. Will appear positioning himself nicely. That time it was Gerhard Meyer, Nico's brother, who went piling into Robert Dupree and made it an awkward kick for him.
2-3-17-6.
In fact, there are 9 of the Despatch side that lost to Rudaput in the semi-finals last year, still playing for Despatch. Interference at that line out. They, in fact, the Despatch players jumping over the advantage line across the line of touch. So another chance for Chartmarais. 1 out of 2 so far.
Yes, the line-out law is very clear. When you're jumping, you must touch the ball before you bump into your opposite number, and that's what has been happening. Despatch jumping across the line have been bumping the Tucky adversary before he's touched the ball.
This Chartmarais' most difficult kick. Kept his head down a lot better. It's a lot better, that one. And just 4 points to difference, so it's anybody's game. 11 minutes to go in the first half. Chartmarais, who became the 2nd highest score ever at this tournament, then he was playing for Potchefstroom University. Good hanging kick by Olivier, taken by Skinner, but the interference from Despatch causes him to drop it. LaRue is scragged. Combrinck really got him in a vice-like headlock. Well played by Robert Dupree. Beautiful positioning by him. This is Charlie. Dupree again. Now getting JJ van der Walt away. He's got Van Rensburg on the outside. This is a real chance for Tukkies. Can Van Rensburg make it? Van Baker's inside, beautifully inside. Great try, great play by Chartmarais.
Well, this is where it all happens, and so important to get a good ball back from a ruck. And there's Robert Dupree taking advantage of that ball, and see how Straley is being set up there. Straley with tremendous strength, and waiting for Robert Dupree again. A good long pass out, using their backs, out to JJ van der Walt. He's got Theo van Rensburg outside him. Watch Chartmarais, number 10, backing up all the way. JJ van der Walt out to Theo van Rensburg, back into JJ, and watch for Chartmarais coming into the picture. Perfect timing.
And the conversion attempt by Chartmarais is there. He suddenly found his kicking boots as Chartmarais, and he'll be very happy having scored all 6 points of that goal.
Chartmarais, that's right.
And Chartmarais, in fact, has scored all the points, and that's Troily again, and out to Strumhalf, and that's JJ van der Walt. Theo van Rensburg outside him. Back inside to JJ van der Walt, and here's Chartmarais coming into the picture now, and perfect positional play.
Back with reality is Robert Dupree setting up Chartmarais. Robert Dupree's pass is so long. Chartmarais has all the time in the world to get his useful touch finder in. That try also a perfect example of players making the ball available in the tackle. Van Rensburg with a lovely little flick, and then as JJ van der Walt went down, learning from the great Karel du Plessis. Interference by the Tukkies forwards on Despatch, and so a penalty for Maurice Olivier. Just looking up, he's inside his own half. He's got a slight breeze with him. It's blowing, in fact, mainly across the field, but in very slightly with him. We had rain earlier this morning, but it's turned into a beautiful afternoon.
Like a lovely day for the beach, I would think.
Olivier with his 5th penalty, kicked a conversion, and that's probably his worst attempt. I think just looking for the extra distance and causing him to lose his timing. But certainly the conversion he kicked from the touchline was a very useful 2 points. Good kick in by Chart Marais. Skinner, who received attention for an injury, right up in the van of things. Well played back by Despatch van Wyk. Van Rensburg for the umpteenth time. A lot of pressure from Jan Klaassen. Well fed back to Robert du Preez. Positions himself off the ball so well. And Anton Jacobs can't gather it in. Anton Jacobs, who scored the first try for Despatch after only 2 minutes in the game, did extremely well. When he got the ball, there were 2 defenders in his way, but he ran out of the tackles and crashed over in the corner. 6 minutes to go in the half. Good jump by Rudolph Charlie, but too good. Mr. Burger being very strict on the lifting in the line-out, and the rule is quite clear that the players cannot touch each other until the jumper has touched the ball.
Let's just look at this again as Truscott throwing in. And watch if you can see whether he touches the man. There's the support. See, support before he touches the ball. Combrinck clearly supporting him, and then the ball touching his hands.
Can Olivier draw them level? Yes. 10 points all as we go into the last 5 minutes of the half.
Morris Olivier. Levels the score at 10 all.
So neither side giving in. A good period of play it was for Tukies in the last 10 minutes, but then Despatch clawing their way back into the game. Despatch, they never give up. They have incredible team spirit. A lot of support in this good crowd. Tremendous pressure from Andre Skinner. Well played by Leroux.
So I think Andre Skinner's been one of the stars of this tournament. That's Maurice Olivier.
Maurice Olivier, who scored a very good try from the fly half position, did all the running himself against the Marties. Scored from about 30 meters out. Well taken by Combrinck. Nicely down by Rudolph Charlie. Despatch forwards cleaning up very quickly. The referee was just waiting for a little bit of advantage for Despatch from the knock-on. Very strong scrummaging, a lot of pressure from Robert du Preez. Olivier doing well to get his touch finder in there, did Maurice Olivier. He saw that he was outside his 22, but just close enough to step in and bring relief to Despatch. Truscott finding Charlie well, just getting possession on his own side. This is Truscott. Beautifully flicked into Robert du Preez. Heinrich Rogers on the charge. Combrinck. Papenfuss. The loose forwards working beautifully together. Picked up there by Philip Schutter. And that was almost a good ball for Tukies, but the ball just knocked on by them. Nice interpassing between the Tukies forwards there. Robert du Preez again giving Maynard Leroux a lot of difficulty in clearing that scrum. So Tukies seem to be successful with using the back of the line out. That time Rudolph Charlie gathers it in. Heinrich Rogers so quickly in for support. Du Preez, Marais, Nell coming on the dummy run. Pawson, Olivier couldn't gather it up. Willie Bosman goes in. So does Rian Potgieter. He does well to gain possession for Despatch. He's heavily tackled by Gerhard Combrinck.
Very close marking amongst the backs. Interesting how shallow Tukies are lying because their opponents put in. There's really man-for-man marking and tackling.
Sikhi Human just feeding Leroux. Ulefia testing Theo van Rensburg again. Johan Klaassen always quick on the charge. Beautifully taken by van Rensburg. Has he kicked it too far? Yes, on the run. The momentum always seems a little greater. The referee just having a quiet word to Johan Klaassen there as he had charged into Theo van Rensburg as the van Rensburg got his kick in. Francie Rasmus just calling to his hooker. Good jump again by Nico Meyer. Leroux, Ulefier, Potgieter. Very elusive runners. Potgieter coming quickly through as Leon van Wyk. Van Rensburg back for it. And tremendous pressure from Anton Jacobs.
Once again, Hugh, that started really from an excellent throw-in by Koenie Strumpfer, perfectly taken by Nico Meyer. And when you get a quick ball, quick possession, it's so much easier for your backs because they don't have the other backline coming up onto them so quickly, getting a quick possession like that. Strumpfer again.
That time he couldn't find Audrey Geldenhuys, but it's still Leroux. Ulefier, Potgieter, who's so elusive in this situation, so nearly got through earlier on in the game. Angere is in there quickly for Despatch to try and secure possession. The referee indicating that Gerhard Meyer was a transgressor of the laws, obviously going in on the wrong side of that maul.
The scores couldn't be more level, not only 10 each, but each side has got a goal and 2 penalties, so identical scores, 10 each.
We're into the last minute of the half. There hasn't been an awful lot of stoppage for injury. So it'll be Koenie Strumpfer for Despatch on the halfway line. Interesting that Despatch have varied their line-out tactics. They used Audrey Geldenhuys as they did their beautiful jump by the big lock. Good ball for Despatch. Ulefier, not such a great pass from Leroux, but Potgieter on the run. Strong man on his feet is Rian Potgieter. Leroux waits. Tremendous rucking by Despatch. The referee indicating that Turkey's forwards are offside. Difficult for their forwards because Despatch drive into those rucks and walls so hard, but very often the opposition are caught in an offside position.
As Rian Potgieter ran into the wrong man in the face, in the shape of Heinrich Rogers, but as you say, they're clearly offside because those players who were caught there, had they immediately turned around and got back, coming in behind the last line of feet in that ruck, then they wouldn't have been offside. But they stayed, they remained in that offside position, and Mr. Berger right on the spot.
I'm sure that the referee's whistle will go after this kick is taken. So can he put Despatch 2 points in the lead? No, the flags are down. Murray is back with it. Just waiting for the Despatch players to come onto him. And the referee, sure enough, Freek Burger has blown for half-time. The game couldn't be more even. 10 points all. And check a half in which no quarter asked or given. Both packs of forwards just looking and weighing each other up. But anybody's game.
Yes, anyone's game. But the pattern developing in the hard driving play of Despatch, driving their opponents back all the time and getting good possession from the line-out and from the scrum. Tukies, on the other hand, looking for quicker possession to use their backs, and it's still going to be a fascinating contest in the second half.
Well, we'll be back for the second half in a few moments, but for the time being, back to the studio.
Geniet nog een beetje water. Welkome water. 10 punten elk. Het doel en 2 strafdoelen aan albei kanten. Voor die Tukies 3 door Gerhard Combrinck. Het doelskop en 2 strafdoelen door Gerhard Combrinck. Al 10 punten. En voor de Despatch 3 door Anton Jacobs. En het doel, of weer een strafdoel, 2 strafdoelen en het doelskop dan door Morris Olivier. Terwijl ons wacht voor die 2 spannen om gereed te maken, gaan ons weer kijken hoe Robert de Pree of weer Gerhard Combrinck die Tukies se 3 gedruk het. Dit begin met hierdie beweging van Robert de Pree byna.
Ja, wat Rudolf Strolie baie mooi die bal beskikbaar gehou op die regte oomblik laat loop en Robert de Pree baie goeie oor 'n lang aangee en kyk hoe mooi vat JJ van der Walt die bal bo sy kop. En hy hou die bal baie mooi beskikbaar voor hom. En baie mooi terug aangee deur Theo van Rensburg en Gerhard Combrinck. Die ondersteuning baie mooi. En mens moet punte kry as mens daai ondersteuning het.
En dis van die beste. Dis die trofee waarvoor hulle speel. Toyota Klub trofee. Maar Wynand, miskien die beste 3 vandag was die 3 van Ewen Skeepers se nuwe voorwedstryd.
Absoluut, Chris. Dit is wat almal vir die heel, ek dink die heel week al voor gewag het. En wel, lyk my hulle het gehou vir die laaste dag.
Despatch wat die tweede helfte gaan begin. Morris Olivier die losskakel. 10 punte elk, 40 minute wat oorbly. Opponent Gerhard Combrinck. Gaan nie kanse waag nie. Interessante tweede helfte wat voor lê. Tuks in 1976 laas die kampioen. Despatch in 1988. Van Jacobs. Mooi afgeneem deur Papenfoes. Spel, bal is binne spel. En Robert de Pre, ongelukkig vir hom. Heel goeie behoort aan Despatch.
Hy kon goeie verligting vir Tuks gebring het. Maar dit was so 'n duim of wat te ver. Maar Tuks het goed teruggekom tweede helfte, die eerste helfte na daai vroeë terugslag. Hulle voorspelers is meer in die spel gekom.
Strooilie het hom aan die hande gekry. Scheidsregter gaan die manne van Despatch straf van onkant. Vir die Stroomfer. Ja, nee, soms weet 'n speler wanneer hy fouteer het. Redelike groot glimlag op die gesig van Connie Stroomfer as die scheidsregter hom dalk nie gesien het nie, kon het gewerk. Uitstekende skop. 'n Klaarspel tot halfpad tussen die kwartlyn en die midlyn. Despatch kant van die veld.
Baie goeie bal deur Adrie Gelnhuys.
Bal gaan nie uitwees die JJ van der Walt. Netjies onder hom in. Linkervoet. Probeer sy man aan kant plaas. Leon van Wyk. Bosman wat nie kan raakvat nie. Despatch is 'n groot moeilikheid. Tuks wat die druk toepas, kan Tuks die bal vinnig terugbring, dan kan hier moeilikheid kom vir Despatch. Bernard Leroux wat van hom egter gaan uithaal vir Despatch. Rian Potgieter. Theo van Rensburg teen aanval. Sien hier is 'n gaping. Kan 'n goeie skop wees vir hom. Uitstekend.
Dis wat Tuks wil hê op die aanval, 15 tree van Despatch se doellyn. Hulle sal moet die druk toepas op Despatch.
Despatch het besit gehad. Bernard Leroux. Morris Olivier. Baie na aan sy doellyn. Steeds binne aan die kwartgebied van Despatch.
Chicken is net vroeër genoem die goeie ingooiwerk van Connie Stroomfer na sy 2 slotte toe en is baie duidelik. Elke keer wanneer hy die bal ingooi, is sy slotte baie goeie verstandhouding.
Philip Skutte wat gestraf word. Sy opponent se skouer gedruk. Van verligting kom vir Despatch. Morris Olivier wat baie seker maak van hierdie skop van hom. En is tot op die 10 meter lyn van die Tuks.
Het wil voorkom of beide spanne baie min gaan waag of tot nou toe baie min gewaag het. Maar albei sal moet ergens 'n aap uit die hoed uittrek. 'n Konyn uit die hoed uit. Wel, dis seker foute wat Tuks miskien duur te staan kan kom. Binne trefafstand vir Morris Olivier wat definitief sy skopskoene aan het. En daai tipe van foute waarvoor hulle al reeds 1 of 2 keer opgeblaas is. Doen mens net nie binne mense eie gebied nie.
Presies waar die 15 meter lyn, die 10 meter lyn kruis. Morris Olivier vir hom neergesit. met die regtervoet. Was 10 elk. Gaan 10 elk bly. Baie min te kies in die tweede helfte op die oomblik tussen hierdie twee spanne. 4 minute wat verstreke is. Te kies wat vir hom het. Kan nie van hom wegkry nie. Dogter is Robert de Pre. Dit kan gevaarlik word. Netjies 'n skop van Robert de Pre. Dit is nou saam met die Maties. Al 9 eindstryde in die 16 eindstryde wat reeds beslis is. Dit is nog net een van daardie 8 wat hulle reeds gespeel het wen. Rian Potgieter, even onder druk. So net te gepraat van hierdie skop hier en hier doen die tikkie of die Despatch manne dit. Klaasen wat voor die skop. Van Rensburg wat van hom pragtig gaan optel. Skop teen 'n man van Despatch vas. En Despatch bal vanaf terug kry Klaasen net vir hom in die hande. Sien dat daar baie tikkie verdedigers is. Dis Potgieter, Toby Oosthuizen. Hulle is binne aan die kwartgebied. Kan daar die bal ooit daar uitkom? Despatch wat kan ingooi, maar dit lyk baie gevaarlik.
Ja, Despatch het baie goed gekapitaliseer op 'n fout van tikkies op die middellyn. Is baie belangrik vir enige span teen Despatch om die bal te hou, nie net terug te gooi nie. En hulle het baie goed uitgebuit en hulle is nou op die aanval. Hulle skram en 'n baie gevaarlike posisie.
Maar ons moet die 4 Rian Potgieter gaan nie deur die gaping kom nie. Ja, kom hy tog daardeur. Hier is groot probleme. Toby Oosthuizen wat net nie kan raakvat nie. Ungerer wat optel. Skeieregter wag vir voordeur. Dit gaan strafskop wees vlak voor die pale aan Despatch vir onkant deur die tikkie agterlyn.
Ja, baie desperate keerwerk van tikkies, maar ook baie swak verdediging wat Rian Potgieter daar oopgekloof het. En hier is 'n baie maklike skop vir Morris Olivier. En daar sien ons dit weer. Mooi afgestamp.
Terug by die spel is 'n 2 punte wat bygevoeg word deur Morris Olivier. En Despatch wat weer voorloop. Nee, jy gaan op die punt van jou stoel bly sit in hierdie wedstryd. Gaan dit 'n herhaling wees van 1988 se eindstryd toe Despatch gewen het met 13 punte teenoor 12. Nou is dit 12-10 in die guns van Despatch. Voordeel is daar vir tikkies, kan hulle dit benut. As 'n aanslaan, skeieregter sien die bal is oor die kantlyn.
Daaroor is baie duidelik vir André Skinner sê manne, ons moet in die game kom.
Robert de Pre kan 'n gevaarlike skop word. Leon van Wyk, maar die druk gaan nie daar wees nie. Hy het 'n skoon vang. Goed bedoel deur Robert de Pre, maar sy spanmaats het nie opgevolg nie. Kry geleentheid sy hoek reg te kry. Leon van Wyk oor Robert de Pre se kop en 'n netjiese skop van Leon van Wyk. Tikkies maak gebruik van agter in die lyn staan. Gerhard Combrinck word afgesny. Dit besit gehad. Despatch word gestraf. Oor die bal geval. Toby Oosthuizen. En geleentheid vir Gerhard Combrinck om die spanne weer gelyk op te laat trek. Reguit skop. Lang skop. Feitlik windstil. Gerhard Combrinck met die regtervoet. Hy lyk baie tevrede. Maar dan besef hy dit gaan nie daar wees nie. Die punteverskil bly 2 punte. Toby Oosthuizen wat deflecteer. Frans Erasmus wat vasmaak. En Despatch wat baie vinnig in die moeilikheid uitkom. Tot feitlik op die middellyn.
Reinhard Leroux baie gesoute voet met die linker of met die regtervoet. Ja, dit is nou duidelik gesien van agter die loskram af. Met die linkervoet bring hy verligting. Baie mooi bal deur Philip Skutte.
Van Tuks omgebruik. Gerhard Combrinck. Proef vir Leon van Wyk hy's bydekant sy kwartgebied. Nel Possen wat vinnig opvolg. Van Wyk het hom besit gehad. Despatch gaan vir hom terugkry. Hulle is nou binnekant hulle kwartgebied. Reinhard Leroux wat wag vir die bal, maar Tuks het voor hom te beweeg. En 'n skop van Gerhard Combrinck wat die bedende afwerp. Tuks was lanklaas in so 'n aanvallende posisie. In die middel van die veld, binnekant die kwartgebied. Theo van Rensburg is ook reeds in die agterlyn vir die Tuks.
Skram wat net nie wil stil staan nie. Tuks wil seker maak van hierdie bal as hulle iets wil doen.
Gerhard Combrinck net vir Possen. Dan 'n netjies skop word hierdie Olivier wat vir hom agterna sit. Gaan hulle vir hom keer, die skeieregter gaan 'n strafskop toeken. Hy het om die nek as hy beet gekry. En 'n strafskop aan die Tuks.
Ons het vroeër gesê Chris in so 'n posisie waar 'n agterlyn baie vinnig opkom, sien mens baie min deesdae van 'n senter die steekskoppie of die rolskoppie wat mense hom net deur stoot vir die vleuel. En daar is dit baie duidelik gesien. En Tuks is baie gevaarlik en het amper punte gekry.
Gerhard Combrinck wat nog nie baie sukses behaal het met sy skopwerk vandag nie. So 28 minute wat oorbly in hierdie wedstryd, sal hy dit graag nou gelyk op wil maak. Om die naalbytsage te laat voortduur. Gerhard Combrinck, die slag blyk hy glad nie gelukkig nie. En dit bly 12-10.
Wel,
Van Morris met die 4.
in 'n spannende wedstryd of 'n finaal soos hierdie moet mens elke geleentheid wat mens kry probeer punte aanteken. Val jou maklike kansse. En dit was definitief 'n maklike kans wat Gerhard Combrinck verbrou het.
Goeie skop vir sy voorspelers. André Skinner wat van hom deflecteer. Despatch seker iemand het vir hom afgeneem. Morris met die 4 van binnekant sy kwartgebied. En hy gaan reuse verligting bring. En dan as 'n mens Despatch se vertoning so dophou ook die afgelope 6 jaar 4 keer in die eindstryd. Is een van Suid-Afrika beslis se topklubs. Dan wonder 'n mens hoekom kan die oostelike provinsie nie sukses behaal nie.
Ja nee, absoluut. Hulle het die spelers. Ons sien dit elke jaar hierso. Hulle het die veggees.
En hier gaan probleme kom. Connie Strumford van hom in die hande gehad. Die aangee wat verlore gaan. Tuks gaan afneem, maar is binne aan die kwartgebied van Tuks. Tuks wat die bal kan ingooi. Vaskop hier, tweede ene wat gehaak word deur Despatch. Wil tog of die Tuks vir hom wil afneem. Despatch kry vir hom, Morris Olivier, hier kom 'n skepdoelpoging vir hom. Hy draai terug, dis 2 punte. 'n Vaskop wat uitstekend benut is.
Wel, alles wat ek nou net 'n minuut vroeër gesê het, kanse moet mens gebruik in 'n finaal soos hierdie. 'n Stukkie se skram op hulle eie kwartlyn, Vaskop afgegee. En daarvandaan het die probleme begin vir hulle en is 2 punte werd vir Despatch. Daar kom die mooi skepskop.
Gerhard Combrinck van die afskop af. Jarl wat 'n harde wedstryd speel vir die Tukkies hierdie en dan is 'n strafskop aan Tukkies. Despatch man het oor die bal geval. Van Chart maar hy nog 'n kans kry. ...25 minute bly oor in hierdie wedstryd. Die 16de eindstryd in die Toyota trofee. Dis 4 punte verskil. Elke span tot dusver 1-3 gedruk. Gerhard Combrinck al 10 sy span se punte aangeteken. Hy gaan al 12 agter sy naam skryf.
Wel, is 'n baie belangrike 2 punte vir Tukkies op hierdie stadium. Despatch is besig om die druk bietjie groter te maak. En mens wil nie te ver agterraak teen 'n span soos Despatch wat baie sterk eindig in elke wedstryd nie.
Tukkies kry vir hom Robert de Pre. Wapenvoes. Nel wat weggeneem het op liewer Paulsen. En dan is het weer 'n fout van Tukkies wat Despatch probeer uitbuit. Kom red deur Gerhard Combrinck. Olivier van binnekant sy kwartgebied. Wat hy die bal uitskop, maar jy maak nie foute teen Despatch nie.
Dit wil al voorkom asof Tukkies bietjie verboureerd raak op die oomblik. Die bal terugspeel soos die baie afrigtersprekers sê, mens moenie basketbal speel nie in rugby nie, en definitief die bal vasmaak en hulle sit hulle verder onder druk.
Goeie ingooi. Werk vir Despatch. Morris Olivier. Potgieter. Fopsker met Bosman, of liewer met Jacobs die vleuel. En die skrum behoort aan die Tukkies, of liewer aan Despatch. Mors nie tyd nie. Klaasen. Olivier, pragtig, uit die lug uitgeneem. Uitsaanderig 'n mooi 3 gedruk. Combrinck is daar om te ondersteun. Maar wil Despatch die bal afneem. Want Tukkies het gewildig verveld gewen. Dus kan 'n goeie bal wees vir hom om te wen. Langs die agterlyn af. Nel. Uit vir JJ van der Walt. 'n Goeie aangena van Rensburg. Gaan hulle vir hom keer. Hier kom 'n drie. Dis 'n skitterende drie. Goeie ondersteunende spel. Hy is 'n opwindende speler.
Ja, baie belangrik vir Tukkies. Hulle het baie goed uit die moeilikheid gekom en ewe skielik begin vlam vat. Terwyl hulle die laaste 15 minute onder baie druk was. Daar kom 'n mooi aangee, Gerhard Combrinck. Hier kom 'n lang aangee na JJ van der Walt en 'n kort aangeekie na Theo van Rensburg en hier kom die spoed. Die mooi buite swenk en hy's al die pad doellyn toe.
Ons gaan nog baie hoor van hierdie heel agter. Tukkies het voorloop nou met 2 punte. Gerhard Combrinck, gaan hy dit 4 punte maak? Ongelukkig.
Wel, dit laat mens dink aan die een seisoen toe naas Botha so baie keer. Ek kan nie onthou hoeveel keer Chris die regoppaal getref het nie, maar daar sien ons weer van agter die pale af. Die lang aangee en baie mooi kort aangee deur JJ van Walt om sy heel agter weg te stuur.
Van die afskop af vir Despatch, die bal gewen. Morris Olivier. Sien hy even 'n gaping, gaan hom nie benut nie. Dis die man wat net oor die 3 eintlik begin het, Olivier. En die ingooi behoort aan Despatch, net buitekant die kwartgebied van die Tukkies.
Maar ek dink definitief dat mens van nou af Despatch gaan sien met mening terugkom. Hulle is agter, daar's 20 minute oor. En ons sien uit na 'n baie goeie laaste 20 minute.
Despatch gaan vir hom kry in hierdie lyn staan. Kom die drywerk deur Frans Erasmus. Tukkies wil vir hom afneem. Toby Oosthuizen laat weer daar ingaan. Morris Olivier met 'n skepskap poging. Gaan nie daar wees nie. En van Rensburg wat vir hom los dat hy oor die doodlyn rol. 20 minute wat verstrek is in die tweede helfte. Tukkies wat voorloop met 16 punte teenoor 14. Maar hierdie wedstryd is nog lank nie verby nie. En om die res van die wedstryd vir u te beskryf, Hugh Blyden en Chick Anderson.
Thank you, Chris and Wynand. Well, the game certainly isn't over. Taken in by Adri Geldenhuys. The tackle from Andre Skinner. And for those of you who have tuned into your television sets for this tournament for the first time, maybe a little bit confused, remembering that all kicks count 2 points, including penalties. Andre Skinner, I think, just deciding that maybe it's time he has a breather. I'm sure he isn't too badly hurt.
He's had a great game, a great tournament. In fact, Andre Skinner, he got a very nasty crack on the eye in the game on Thursday night. He went off and had stitches. So he's playing with stitches in his face, and as is Heinrich Rogers. And both of those chaps have played very well. I thought that that last try was started by Heinrich Rogers. The value of getting a quick ball out of the loose was Heinrich Rogers with number 1 on his back, who got that quick, that very quick feed out from the ruck. And then a fine bit of work by J.J. van der Walt, a quick pass out, giving Theo van Rensburg his second try in 3 days.
10 meters inside the Tukkies half. And Despatch almost getting their third tight head. And hear them encouraging all the time. And the front row of Despatch making it difficult for the Tukkies forwards to pick their feet up. Robert de Prier in an offside position.
Well, that was a magnificent second phase shove. They had it under control, and you could hear the calling for the extra sort of secondary shove and shoving it away. And that's, as you said, the third tight head. The last tight head they used very well indeed, when as a result of it, Morris Olivier got it in an unexpected way, because Tukkies weren't expecting it, and he put a drop over. So it's so important to get tight heads.
So Morris Olivier's 10th kick at goal. And he's hit that well. I see him trotting back towards the halfway line. Great kick by the fly half. And once again, the scores are even.
So Tukkies have scored 2 tries to 1 by Despatch. Despatch have got a goal, a drop, and 4 penalties. And Tukkies a goal, 3 penalties, and a try.
Well played back by Nico Meyer. And LaRue getting a lovely pass out to Morris Olivier. Scott just getting the signals right, but too deep there. Taken in by Angara. Pressure from Adri Geldenhuys. Johan Klaassen. He's done a lot of good work in defense. He's scragged by Kilbreck. Despatch trying to work it back. They've done very well in the rucks and mauls. And Johan Klaassen, who cleaned up well there, was just getting Despatch going forward for the advantage. LaRue just waiting at the back for it. Potgieter. And Rian Potgieter has done a lot of... He's a very elusive runner, is Rian Potgieter. And early on in the game had a very good dart that ultimately led to Jacobs' try.
13-8-5-2.
Let's see Human at the back. Rudolph's Charlie for Tukies. He who gets the tap back. Heinrich Rogers taking it on. Dupree, a lot of pressure from Human, but he was too much pressure, in fact, as he was offside.
Yes, he was clearly ahead of the last line of feet there, but it's enthusiasm. There's such tension in this game. Talk about Rian Potgiet. I think he's probably been the finest centre we've seen in this tournament. He's very quick off the mark. He's got a great flair for a gap. And opposite him, of course, Andre Pawson playing against him now. And the two of them played together as teammates last year for Northern Free State.
15 minutes to go. A vital kick for Chart Marais. This will be his 9th. And for the 3rd time in the match, he hits the upright. Leroux trying to get his clearance kick in, and does very well indeed. So we've seen Maurice Olivier kicking 10 kicks and Chart Marais 9. So there's been an even spread of the kicks, although Tukies have had far more in the second half. Nico Meyer, who's done great work at number 4. Well taken by Charlie. Lovely ball for Robert Dupree. Marais trying once again at the post. Is this better one? It's a better one. That's very good indeed. So the tension mounts. It was a beautiful ball from Rudolph Charlie. Watch the pass from Robert Dupree. Absolutely incredible. Gave Chart Marais all the time in the world. His head is down. Everything is absolutely right. The follow through is good. And straight through the middle of the uprights.
So a real ding-dong struggle as we play on again back to Chart Marais in his own 22. And a very good kick indeed. He's putting his players right back on the attack. And what a ding-dong struggle with the lead changing from one to the other. And it's Tukies who've got a goal, a drop, 3 penalties and a try. Despatch, a goal, a drop and 4 penalties.
Despatch will have to start getting a little bit more control in the lineouts. Seem to have lost it a little bit. Well taken by Meyer, but that throw not in straight to the lineout. Robert Dupree getting back, a lot of pressure from Maynard Leroux. Dupree gets a second chance. This time it's charged down by Bosman. Well, Maynard Leroux is not the easiest of scrum halves to play against, and he's put an awful lot of pressure on Robert Dupree. His tackling is ferocious, and he's always round the sides like a terrier. Philip Scudder doing well to take that ball in the line out. Marais looking for the open spaces. Camp van Beek make it. No, it's going to be a good kick by Chart Marais. Now really what Tukies will need to do in the last 12 minutes of this game is just keep Despatch pinned back in their 22, or certainly within their own half.
And Chart Marais drawing on all the experience of the many years he played for Western Transvaal together with Robert Dupree, and he's establishing a bit of a pattern for the Tukies going forward.
Good jump by Sheldon Hayes. The Tukies players coming round in an offside position, closing in on the ball from the wrong side. Maurice Olivier. And right up against the touchline. It was a useful kick by Olivier. Rudolph's Charlie, Gerhard Combrinck, who's also had a very good tournament. Very promising young flank. Tapped back by Charlie. Very quickly through was Human. There's Gerhard Meyer. Certainly not a thing that Tukies can allow, is to leave a ball lying around, because Despatch onto it so quickly. Again Again, Despatch making that scrum difficult for Tukies, but well controlled. Marais again trying to force Despatch down into their own area. Van Wyk. And that's an outstanding touch finder by Leon van Wyk.
Yeah, that last scrum was interesting. I think Robert du Preez had a word with Stroily because Robert du Preez had been having trouble with Maynard Leroux coming round, and Stroily very cleverly controlled that ball and pushed it away to channel 3, so there was a natural protection for his scrum half getting the ball back.
Skinner getting the tap, nicely played by Truscott. Marais. Now the follow will have to come very quickly from the Tukies players. Nell and Pawson are there. Van Wyk can't gather it in. Potgieter. But the player's been called back for the knock-on by Leon van Wyk.
There was one time, was lucky he did knock on it. If it hadn't touched his hands, it had only gone off his body, then Rian Potgieter would have been offside, but the referee had to take the first offence.
Much better scrum by Tukies. Marais trying to find the open spaces on this side. Van Rensburg, Pawson, Nel, JJ van der Walt, a little bit of a chance by him. He's tackled by Van Wyk, or half stopped by Van Wyk. In goes Pufferfuss. They want to get this ball back quickly. Pawson trying to make ground support from Combrinck. Good driving play by the Tukies forwards. And that's a good run there by Kelbrick. Trying to get over the advantage line. Tukies need to loosen it up. Yes, they have. Chart Marais. And another dropped attempt by Chart Marais, but chase coming from Olivier. Van Wyk is back, and safely. Siki Human with a quick kick in. And gaining useful ground for Despatch. The man who played, Leon van Wyk, played centre for Despatch in last year's semi-final. Despatch, the only other side to have won this tournament more than once. They've won it twice, and Marty's, of course, winning 7 times out of the 16 tournaments that have been held. But no other club has won it twice. Good jump again by Stroily. He's doing a lot of good work at the back of the line-out. Marais, Tukies getting much better ball from the line-outs. Nell trying to make ground support from Pawson. Sihi Human, the number 8 for Despatch, up there very quickly. All the Tukies players just looking for a penalty there, thinking that the Despatch forwards were offside. The referee's whistle had gone for the scrum down. The referee must just making sure that the players in the front row don't charge at each other. Law says nowadays that they've got to make contact first and then go down. Look at that scrum by Despatch. Du Preez, Marais, an awkward ball for him. Cross comes from Wyk, but directly into touch. So 18 points to 16, Tukies leading. 7 minutes to go in this Toyota Club Championship 1990. He's Trumper just making sure. Taken in there by Sikhliman. Leroux probing for extra ground. Marais. And that's a useful clearance by Chart Marais. He's had a very good game today.
I think the extra weight of this Despatch side starting to tell. They're grinding all the time. Tukies will want to get a quick ball and try to use the extra pace of their backs on the outside.
Well played by Stroily again at the back. Du Preez, Marais. As always, Sikhliman with the pressure. Chart Marais finding some very safe and useful touch kicks. It was interesting to hear the voice of Andre Skinner. It's always encouraging his younger players. Good catch by Geldenhuys. Olivier hasn't had the ball for quite a while. A good up and under pressure from Klaassen. Robert du Preez back for it. This is where Despatch are very dangerous. This is Tuks Oosthuizen on the run. Can he get it back? Human, Francie Rasmus, feeding it on to Nico Meyer. Despatch forwards very good in these situations. Leroux tries to get it back. He does to Olivia. Tackle by Papenfuss. Good one too. But he was in an offside position. So again, the Despatch pressure causing the Tukkies forwards to be offside. And Maurice Olivia, with all the experience that he's had of playing many games, certainly at club level, he's been at this tournament before, and he has played for Eastern Province. This will be his 11th kick at goal.
And I think his tactics have been in the last 10 minutes to try to have nearly all the play inside, well inside the Tukkie half of the field. So any mistakes that are made by the Tukkies would mean possibility for him to kick more goals. And if you remain in your opponent's territory, you always have a much better chance of their making mistakes that are going to mean points.
Just 4 minutes to go. This kick will count 2 points to bring the scores level. And it has done so. So the tension mounts. The last time that Despatch kicked a penalty, Tukkies came storming back into the game and allowed Chart Murray all the time in the world to kick a drop in the 26th minute. Can they do it again? Don't ever rule out Despatch. Well taken by Ivy Geldenhuys. Good ball for Leroux. Pressure from Murray on Olivia. Good kick by Olivia. Hasn't found his touch. JJ van der Walt, all the concentration in the world. Van Rensburg has had a great tournament, trying to find ground. Leroux is back for it. Just feeding back into Olivia. And once again, he hasn't found his touch. Robert de Preer. Human is there. JJ van der Walt trying to find open ground on the far side from Bake. Is this ball going to beat him to the touchline? Great kick by JJ van der Walt. Jacobus Johannes van der Walt.
People sitting at home might be wondering what will happen if it's a draw. 18 all it is at the moment, and only 3 minutes of ordinary time. Well, the answer is, of course, there is no extra time. If it is a draw, then they will share the cup.
It's only in the preliminary games that they play extra time, because they have to have results. Being a knockout competition. Good jump by Geldenhuys. Again, they're using him more and more to gain possession at the front of the line out. And that time, Olivia makes no mistake.
And just looking up in the records, there has never, in fact, been an occasion where the cup has been shared. And every previous occasion, one side or other have won.
38 minutes gone. Haven't had a single stoppage for injury in the second half. Duper, Marais, can they open it up? Defense will come, you can be sure of that, from Despatch. There it is from Jacobs on Theo van Rensburg. Look at all the black and white jerseys around van Rensburg, but it comes out on the Tukkie side. Van der Walt again. There's no fullback, so van der Walt, the chase race between van der Walt and Leroux. Leroux just wins it. The hack ahead by Nico Meyer. Philip Scutter doing well to get it down to Heinrich Rogers. He does well to get it out to Robert de Preer. Here comes the drop. Great play by Sichi Human. Oh, and he can't gather it in. Referee waiting for the advantage. Okiongara trying to dash away with it, but Sichi Human, who is certainly all over the place, putting tremendous pressure on Chart Murray and so nearly putting in a tremendous run. That scrum wheeling through the 90 degrees. Despatch wheeled it very quickly. Interesting that both Springboks in this game are both loose-head props, Franz Erasmus and Heinrich Rogers. Heinrich Rogers, who got a nasty gash on the eye on Saturday, but came on very heavily bandaged, but that has long since been ripped off. Rudolph Charlie doing well to feed Robert de Pierre. Marais. And Chart Marais, tactics very good, because Tukkies are getting good ball at the moment and just keeping Despatch pinned back in their own half.
And full time on the stopwatch now. So now we're in the extra time the referee can allow for stoppages. You see Mr. Berger was looking at his watch a moment ago. Nico Meyer waiting.
Audrey Geldenhuys getting possession, but not in straight. Well, is this going to be a last-minute chance for Chart Marais to kick a drop? All Tukkies need to do is keep this strum steady. That's not easy against Despatch. They've wheeled the ball around to the far side so that Marais doesn't have it as quickly. And of course, Tourbillon stays and will be off the side extremely fast, as are the rest of them. Tukkies varying the tactics. Marais reading it quite well. Van Beek across for it. Well picked up by Leon van Beek. Could this bring Despatch to win this championship? There are a lot of Tukkies players back. Robert de Pierre is across for it. Picked up by Theo van Rensburg. I think the referee's final whistle will go. And for the first time in 16 years, we have a draw. 18 points all. The referee's final whistle has gone. A last-ditch dart there by Leon van Beek for Despatch, showing that Despatch never give up. But certainly a tough game. It's a tough week end of rugby this is. Every time the players look up, they're playing against another provincial or crowd of provincial players. There's no quarter asked or given. The tackling is ferocious. The handling could have possibly been a little bit more secure. But both sides can be happy, I think, with a fair reflection of the game. 18 points all, Chick Henderson.
Well, now, this looks very interesting. I got a ruling from the organisers earlier on that it would be shared, but the players are staying on the field, and it looks as though they might well be turning around to have extra time. So that will be a change in the ruling, but certainly very exciting and very interesting. Talking of Leon van Beek, he'll be very pleased, of course, because not only has he won twice for Despatch in 1988 when he was playing for Western Province Defence, he was in the winning side there. And he's had a very good game. This game, I think, has been splendid in that we've had 3 tries that I'm sure everybody will remember. The very first one coming after only 2 minutes when Anton Jacobs did so well to beat 2 Tukkies and go over in the corner. And the other 2 tries, Hugh, I think were both excellent. You remember the first one was when Chart Marais backed up so well and went over. And then the other one was a try by Theo van Rensburg when he did very well indeed. There is Mr. Burger, and it's obviously they're going to decide to carry on.
That is interesting, Chick, because
play 10 minutes each way.
You did leave our commentary box to go and actually find out, and we were told that they would be playing, not playing extra time, that the trophy would be shared, but obviously that wasn't the correct decision. And so the players, this is really going to be tough now. Another 20 minutes of hard rugby. They've played 80 already, and it certainly isn't easy. And for you people who are sitting on the edge of your seats, we're going to continue to cover you with it, and for further commentary, it's over to Chris Moller and Wynand Klaasen.
Ja, baie dankie Ewan Chick, 'n baie interessante 20 minute wat nou voorbly. Indien die spanne na hierdie 20 minute steeds gelyk is, dan word die span wat die meeste drieë gedruk het as die wenner aangewys. Indien albei spanne eweveel drieë gedruk het, dan is dit die ongelukkige, onvermydelike muntstuk wat opgeskiet gaan word, want die reëls bepaal daar moet 'n wenner wees. Ongelukkig.
Wel, Chris, het sal jammer wees as op die ou end 'n munt opgeskiet moet word om 'n wenner te bepaal. Veral in 'n finaal, mens kan dit sien in die voorwedstryde of die eliminerende wedstryde, dat daar moet 'n wenner wat deurgaan na die volgende ronde, maar in die finaal behoort, ek dink, mens die beker te deel. Maar nou ja, dit is die reëls. Ek hoop maar een span wen sonder die muntstuk. Maar dit gaan nou 'n titaniese stryd wees, en dit gaan nou bepaal wie van die 2 spanne die druk die beste gaan verwerk.
En fiksheid. Nou gaan fiksheid 'n rol speel. Chart Marais met 'n diep inskop. Potgieter wat geen kanse gaan wag nie. Die span hom so 'n bietjie kans gee om asem te skep.
Wel, in so 'n wedstryd altyd die span wat eerste punte aanteken, het miskien daai ekstra voordeel om die wedstryd te wen. So dit gaan baie interessant wees om te sien
Gerhard
wie
Combrinck.
punte aanteken.
Gerhard Combrinck met die inskop wat hy om in die hande gekry. Chart maar stuur sy agterlyn weg. Nel. Betrap van Wyk 'n bietjie uit posisie uit en die Tukkies is op die aanval.
En natuurlik 'n ander faktor wat baie belangrik is, die span op hierdie stadium of hierdie laaste baie belangrike 20 minute. Die span wat die minste foute gaan maak. Onder druk, veral in die agterlyn nou waar die manne mekaar baie fyn dophou, baie vinnig opkom op verdediging. Dit gaan bepaal wie hierdie wedstryd gaan wen.
André Geldenhuys voor in die lyn staan vir Despatch. Hulle kwartlyn. Oor die 4, onder druk van Rudolf Stroili en Combrinck.
Dis 'n speler Morris Olivier wat dink wat almal baie beïndruk het op die toernooi sover. Sy skop is daar weer gewys is hoog, is baie moeilik om die skop af te storm.
Breiwerk kom van Despatch. Mooi beskikbaar gestel. Olivier tot binnekant sy kwartgebied. Speel veilig.
Wel, wie nou kon dink dat na 'n toernooi wat in die begin die eerste paar dae uit almal se oogpunt uit baie swakker was in die verlede, dat mens op jou en so 'n finaal hier voor ons het, spannend en tot die bitter einde met ekstra tyd.
Eintlik jammer dat daar 'n verloorder moet wees. Pragtig, uit die lug uit. Nel het uitstekende werk gedoen. Olivier wat van tog kry vir Despatch. Van Rensburg gaan vir hom een keer laat spring en dan sy oor die kop van JJ van der Walt. En dat is waar Despatch wou wees.
Despatch op die aanval is 'n baie gevaarlike span. En Tukkie sal hulle keer moet ken nou.
En dit kan gevaarlik wees. Maar as Olivier se dan gaan nie daar wees nie. Dit gaan gelyk op bly 18 punte elk. Teenaanval van Rensburg effektief. Span wat die minste foute maak, gaan hier wen. Het nie wat laat ingeskakel het na 80 minute in hierdie eindstryd. Was die telling 18 punte elk. Daar is die reëls wat bepaal dat daar moet 10 minute aan 'n kant ekstra gespeel word. Dis nou daardie ekstra 20 minute dus. En Fred Burger hou sake fyn dop. En die strafskop dan, die strafskop teen die Tukkies, teen Gerhard Combrinck. En dit kan 'n groot verskil maak. Frans Erasmus wat betuie. Ons wil die strafskop hê net buitekant die kwartgebied van Tukkies. Jy maak nie sulke foute nie.
Ja, soos ons gesê het, die span wat die minste foute maak, dit was 'n totale fout van Tukkie se kant. En is reg voor die pale, amper reg voor die pale vir Morris Olivier. En tot nou toe het hy baie goed geskop. En eintlik is dit miskien vir hom 'n baie maklike skop.
Morris Olivier gaan nee. 'n maklike skop wat hy verbrou.
Wel, ek hoop nie Morris het my gehoor dat ek miskien op sy hand gepraat het nie, maar sover het hy baie goed geskop. En Tukkies kan weer asemhaal, maar hulle kan die sterre dank.
6 minute wat oorbly in hierdie eerste helfte van ekstra tyd. Dan gaan die spelers net omruil. En 'n verdere 10 minute wat gespeel moet word. Beskikbaar aan Tukkie se kant, maar hulle kan nie vir hom skoon optel nie. JJ van der Walt van binnekant sy kwartgebied. En nou is dit 'n strafskop aan die Tukkies. Ook binne trefafstand vir hulle.
Ja, Chris, is baie interessant of weet as mens nou kyk, albei spanne, daar so baie op die spel. Tukkies het nou 'n kans verspeel deur 'n laat tackle. Despatch het nie gebruik nie, doen presies dieselfde. En mense dink hulle kom miskien 'n les geleer uit Tukkies se fout daarso. Maar nou ja, die spanning is hoog, die manne wil wen en nou sit hulle alles in.
Een stryd wat baie lank onthou sal word. Gerhard, maar hy kan nie die Tukkies voorplaas. Nee, binne dit ook nie. Bly gelyk op.
Gaan dit die wedstryd word van verbroude stelskopkanse? Wie weet.
Goeie inskop vir sy voorspelers. Adrie Geldenhuys deflecteer Frans Erasmus en vir hom in die hande. Goeie dryfwerk van Despatch. Ondersteuning is daar. Meinhard Leroux wag vir hom. Frans Erasmus nog steeds. Byna. Bosman wat hom in die hande kry, maar was 'n hanteerfout.
Laat ons sien die groot gunsteling wat Frans Erasmus onder die Kings Park skare is. En daar het hy nou sy klas gewys met sy groot gewig op sy voete gebly, deur die hele tikkie pak gedryf. En dit kon gevaarlik gewees het.
Robert de Pre, Gerhard Maree. Bietjie gehuiwer. Jou, JJ van der Walt. Theo van Rensburg, dat is gevaarlik. Hier kan die wen 3 kom. Hy het hom. Dis 'n 3. Sy tweede.
Ja, Chris, soos ek sê, die span nou die minste foute maak en hulle kanse die beste gebruik. En wie sou nou dink dit sou met so skitterende 3 gebeur het vir die Tukkies. Kyk, Gerhard Maree wou 'n skepskop en toe van mening verander en daar is hy baie mooi lang aangee na JJ van der Walt. En daar trek hy sy oppositie baie mooi. En Theo van Rensburg kom met sy tweede 3 en die spoed gaan hom deurtrek. En hy hardloop nog steeds en hy het dit.
Tukkies gaan vir hom baie naby aan 'n standbeeld oprig. 22 punte vir Tukkies. Despatch het 18. André Skinner van Tukkies lyk glad nie gelukkig nie. Probleem by sy rug.
Ja, hy het al 'n paar minute vroeër in die buitekant van die veld gelê en behandeling gekry. Maar dis hierdie stadium wat mens vasbyt.
4 punte verskil. 2 minute wat oorbly in die eerste helfte van ekstra tyd. Dan gaan die manne omruil en dan nog 10 minute.
Daar sien ons dit weer van agter die pale. Lang aangee na Chart en 'n JJ van der Walt. Bal mooi onder die arm, hou die bal beskikbaar, trek sy oppositie. En Theo van Rensburg al die pad doellyn toe. Sig Iman baie mooi op die dekverdediging, maar net te laat.
Van die afskop af, Tukkies het bemeester en Tukkies wat deur Gerhard Maree vir hom wat rente terugstuur tot halfpad tussen Despatch kwartlyn en die middellyn. Een van die mannen van Despatch wat ook die veld gaan verlaat. Is die linkervleuel Willie Bosman. Plaatsvervanger is reeds op die veld. Die Kokemoer, Morris Olivier van binnekant sy kwartgebied. Die Kokemoer speel nou linkervleuel. In die laaste minuut van die eerste helfte van ekstra tyd, 4 punte verskil. Dit kom aan wie se kant. Skeieregter wag vir voordeel, daar is nie. Nou gooi behoort aan die Tukkies.
Baie goeie bal agter die lyn staan deur Rudolf Stroili, goed gedryf, maar amper die bal verloor.
Dis die einde van die eerste 10 minute van ekstra tyd. Nou gaan die manne omruil. Dan nog 10 minute. En indien dit dan steeds gelyk op is, Dan die span wat die meeste drieë gedruk het. In hierdie stadium is dit die Tukies. Gaan dan die trofee wen en hulle gaan die kampioenspan wees van 1990. Maar baie water moet nog in die see loop. Ons gehoop en glo en vertrou net dat die wenner nie bepaal gaan word deur middel van 'n muntstuk wat opgeskiet moet word nie. Dit sal baie jammer wees, want dit is 'n uitstekende wedstryd. Twee spanne wat baie goed teen mekaar opweeg. Twee spanne wat nie een vir die ander een ruimte wil gee. 22 punte vir Tukies, 18 punte vir Despatch. 10 minute wat oorbly. Wie gaan 1990 se klubkampioene wees? En om die laaste 10 minute vir u te beskryf, Hugh Blyden en Chick Henderson.
Thank you, Chris. Well, we've also established that in the event of there being a tie after full time, that then the side that scored the most tries will be declared the winners. In the event of both sides having scored the equal number of tries, then they have to toss a coin. But in the event of Despatch scoring a try and making the score 22 points all, then Tukies will be the winners because they have scored 3 tries to the 1 by Despatch. But at the moment, Chick One's heart really goes out to the players a little bit because this is extremely hot and tough.
Well, it's not only that. Remember, they've played 3 very hard games in just a matter of less than a week. And in this game, as in most of the others, there's been no quarter asked or given. It's been really hard, grinding stuff. And it's a young, relatively young Pretoria University side against a very hard, experienced side of Despatch chaps. And both sides, I think, have taken their chances when they've had them. A lot of bad kicking, perhaps because of nervousness. It's terribly tense out there. But 10 minutes of still thrilling rugby to come.
Ulafia starting for Despatch. And it's the Jacques Ulafia who scored a brilliant try on Saturday following up a kick and just gathered it in as it was going out to touch. Fantastic individual effort. Very promising right wing. Taken by Audrey Geldenhuys. Tackled by Philip Schutter. A good one to Robert de Preer. Feeding JJ van der Walt. He does the right thing. Now the chase is on back for it is Leon van Wyk. And with all 3 Tukies players up on defence, Leon van Wyk had no other option. Good hoist in by Morris Ulafia. Nico Meyer going high with Audrey Geldenhuys. LaRue, Ulafia. And Ulafia's kick just taking played about 5 meters inside the Tukies half. The man with a wide parting in the middle of his head is Johan Klaassen.
16, 9, 2, 1.
Again, Rudolph Charlie going high, but lifting in the line out. Rudolph Charlie, who's caught some good ball, but the support coming too early. Now, what is Despatch going to do? And Morris Ulafia indicating that he's going to have another go at calls. He's had 12 in all and been successful with 50% of them.
I think that's the right thing to do. With a difference of 4 points, if he can scrape nearer by 2 points, then a final try would put them ahead.
Just the one conversion that he kicked early on the 2nd minute of the game. Hasn't been successful with too many long-range kicks today. That looks better. He's trotting back towards the halfway line. And the Despatch support, which is plentiful in this crowd, get off their chairs.
So only 2 points the difference, and very few people have left this ground. And it's really nail-biting stuff. Tukies looking very determined, but Despatch certainly won't give in. Audrey Geldenhuys is a chap with a very high work rate. He's had a very fine game, always in the thick of it, as have Toby Oosthuizen and Nico Meyer.
Chart Marais looking for the distance, so it's going to be a 22 dropout. Leon Potgieter, who will do the necessary. Seven minutes to go. Gerhard Combrinck going across for it. Well picked up by Kukumur, who's come on as a replacement for Willie Bosman.
And Andre Skinner really battling with that back injury, but he's staying on.
Philip Scutter getting it back. Truscott can't get in there. Robert de Preer, Corson, very quickly onto him was Kukumur. Leroux, this could be a good ball for him. Potgieter trying to find space on the close side. Good support from Francie Rasmus. Now he's on the charge. The crowd love this, bumping off one player. Eventually a good tackle by Andre Skinner. Leroux, Klaasen can't gather it. JJ van der Walt, who's been very safe in the air today. Now and quick onto it was Jacobs. Robert de Preer back for it. Tackled by Jacobs, but Theo van Rensburg well positioned. Desperation clearance for Tukies. This is where Despatch is so good that you can't afford to make a mistake. As soon as the ball goes loose, as soon as there's a kick ahead, they're onto it like lightning, and there are always 3 or 4 of them charging down.
And so important to get positional advantage with Despatch right on the attack. Any penalty given towards them could be 2 points, and Tukies will want to be desperately just trying to get away from this position in their own 22.
Good jump by Nico Meyer. Leroux, who can't gather it in. $22 points to 20. We're in the last 5 minutes of extra time. Tukies in the lead. Skinner just winning possession on his side. Robert de Preer, difficult ball. A lot of pressure from Kuni Strumpfer. Robert de Preer getting in a very useful touch finder there to gain Tukies 15 meters. Francie Rasmus, number 1. Audrey Geldenhuis. Is it going to go to him? Yes. Just trying to get it there was Oki Angara, but he couldn't gather it in as well. Scrum down because the ball wasn't straight into the line out. Van Rensburg.
3.5 minutes left. Tukies leading by 2 points, 22-20.
Good jump by Audrey Geldenhuis again. Leroux, Boulefia, Klaasen, doubling around is Leon Potgieter. Well tackled by Chart Marais. Sig Human is there very quickly. Beautifully played back there by the Tukies forwards. Support from Pappenfuss. Tukies really plowing into that ruck.
Just out of the picture, there's a chap who's injured. It looks like Rian Potgieter needing attention, so the referee will be very careful to take off, to take note of what time is wasted here, and will add that on to the rest of the game.
And Rian Potgieter is in a little bit of trouble, and I think he's going to be replaced. It'll be Pierre Skuman who comes on in his place. Yeah, Rian Potgieter, there he is. Bad luck for him. He so nearly got through there, but Chart Marais had read the game well. Robert de Preer feeding the scrum, although there are 3 first aid men plus a reserve on the field.
Number 20, Pierre Skuman. Potgieter, van Pierre Skuman.
So we have 2 replacements on for Despatch. Kukumur on for Bosman and Skuman on for Potgieter. De Preer. And Leroux was offside. And Robert de Preer very quickly summons in JJ van der Valk to come up and take the kick, who's stronger with the left foot. Went to school in Newcastle.
And of course played fullback for a lot of his career. Certainly at school he was a fullback right through.
Well, we've seen the usefulness of that factor this afternoon, as JJ has been very safe under the high ball. Always useful when a wing has got good hands. Good jump by Geldenhuys. The Tukkies forwards offside, jumping through the line out. They'll have to take a quick one. No, the referee just stopping him for a moment as Andre Skinner still battling with that back injury. Showing a lot of guts, Andre Skinner, to carry on. He with Heinrich Rogers, the most experienced forward in the Tukkies pack. So this is where Despatch are very dangerous. A good ball one for Robert de Prier. Marais. Tremendous pressure from Sighuman. And the referee indicating that there was a late tackle by Tubi Oosthuizen. I think Tubi Oosthuizen may have been sent to the cooler. No, he's not. He's still on the field. The referee obviously just saying, get back, stop fighting.
That's right. Looks as though Cooney Strumpfer might have a problem as well.
Well, the Despatch first aid men are working overtime at the moment. It looks like we could have another Meyer brother on the field. This time it will be Willie, who's also got provincial experience. Tremendous kick there by JJ van der Walt.
And indeed, you're right, Willie Meyer, number 18, is going onto the field. He replaced Cooney Strumpfer. So now Despatch have the maximum number of replacements on that they can have, which is 3, of course.
Philip Scudder doing good work. Robert de Prier. And the referee's final whistle has gone. The Tukkies players, look at the ecstatic Tukkies players. For only the second time in the history of this tournament, despite the fact that they've come here with some incredible sides. There's the winning captain, Robert de Prier. Look at the guts of Heinrich Rogers. Those stitches have opened up. He was very badly cut on Saturday, but he stayed on the field despite the fact that he lost all his strapping and his bandaging very early on. Check Tukkies deserved winners.
I think they did. They scored 3 tries to 1, and I think that the 3 tries that we got were all excellent. Chart Maria and Theo Ferensberg, and a good win, 22 to 20, and I think that the crowd has enjoyed a good tournament right throughout, and deserved winners 22-20 and back to the studio.